part two of the Walmart fiasco. So, if you have a big bag, something falls in the bottom, whatever. 2 cans of tuna that I had already previous purchased. I was just adding on a couple more. Went and grabbed a couple. Long story short, 3 items end up falling in my bag. Where I didn't see them to ring them up. This was after the $100 and something purchase, mind you. This was like add-on, so I didn't see it or whatever. Who cares? It was 2 cans of tuna, 2 small cans of tuna, and a flask with a little silicone cover on it. What was it, about $3 or something? I'm about to set up my phone card. I walk out, and loss prevention comes up to me. Like 3 people confront me. They tell me I gotta come in the office. And I'm just telling them, like, look, first of all, whatever you thinking, it's not the case. And I go on to explain the situation, that just what my day was like. Like, ain't nobody trying to. If I was gonna take something, like, it would have been way. Come on. It wouldn't have been no 2 cans of effing tuna and no empty glass flask. Let's be real here. But I'm glad that this happened, because this proves that every time I'm in the store, it's like I always feel like somebody's watching me. I don't have no shopper privacy. That destroys the whole customer experience. Because what happens when these employees are targeting you, anyone in a store, see, while you're trying to enjoy your customer experience, you might be seeing things that you like. That might evoke a positive frequency in you. That might evoke a positive emotion in you. But what's negating is that employee that's watching you shop. Number one, they're either angry because that's their reality. They have to immerse themselves in evil. All right, I want you to watch these people, if these people are being guilty. And when they're being guilty, I want you to go and be a crime stopper. Well, their whole day consists of fear energy, guilt energy, lack energy. That's what their whole day consists of. So they're in misery energy, targeting certain individuals, certain persons of interest. They are already in a fear-based state, perceiving people to steal in the first place. So when I, the shopper, am going in there to try to have a positive experience there, and this just proved that anyone that has experienced being a targeted individual, a gang-stalked individual. What is a targeted individual? An individual that is being targeted by a world, but that in my case, the movie that the United States Corporation made about individuals like myself, enemy of this state. In my case, this is a King Herod story. Without getting too much into that, when the government at that time, that was a one-man government, a king, knew that there was an heir to the kingdom at hand. King Herod knew that, according to science, by the astronomy, the astrology, the star constellations in the sky, King Herod was able to locate baby Yahushai, whom they called Jesus. So how does that compare to today? Your world governments recording everyone's birth charts, to know the stars and the constellation of the stars, and the whole astronomy of the astral on your incarnation date. And some of these incarnations, again, like Yahushai was born to end oppression. The oppression of the pale-skinned nations. At that time, it was what? It was Rome, right? That's what Yahushai was born for. So us, these beings, whom they call the 144, the chosen ones, the universal consciousness, those that have aligned back to the divine mind, the universal consciousness, all law, the divine order and intent for their incarnation. These beings operating on a universal frequency. This is a love frequency, the universal frequency of the great God, universal Allah. Who were the chosen beings of that last age, the age of Pisces. See, they were the chosen ones for a negative age. And do you see what came out of it? All of your idols that you worshiped, you see what they led the world to take part in, right? So these new chosen ones, we are chosen under the positive polarity. Look, some may have, all are chosen, have to be chosen by the great God, universal Allah, to shift us fully into a new age, right? But there are multidimensional beings from the positive polarity that are assisting with the choosing of these vessels on earth, that your world governments already know who the very elect are and are assigned to block the ascension of the very elect, because according to the universal law of one, if one was to change, transform, and raise their frequency, it would, according to science, it would raise the frequency of the whole world. So you can understand what type of threats these chosen ones, the very elect, present to world governments that rule in tyranny, control, manipulation, and fear. So any targeted individual knows the feeling of going into stores that are owned by, that are affiliated, that are regulated by the world government, the satanic world government, which I personally believe that Walmart has a military affiliation. That's just my personal belief from being a targeted individual, that they are using military technology, a part of Walmart. That's just my personal belief. If anyone could come out on the record with facts, that would a line that would be as above, so below, right? Because we can make assertions from what we are told by the higher dimensions, but we may not necessarily be able to put it out on the record as facts, because all of those, all of that is, that's kept from the public. Whether the military has ties to Walmart or not, that's obviously kept from the public. So we would not know that unless someone provided facts and, I'm saying, came out on the record. So we're not going to even put too much energy into that unless we can prove that on the record. But what we can prove on the record is that any targeted individual knows the feeling of feeling like you're always being watched on their cameras. And that's the exact feeling that I had at that Walmart. First of all, I physically saw the employees not just stationing themselves around me, but anytime anyone directs a negative glare, stare, or energy to me, that records and registers. You got that right. That records and registers. And I felt that all throughout that shopping experience. Kept seeing the same employees. They was being real sneaky, like slimy, sneaking and sliming around me. Like, bitch, I fucking see you. Like, bitch, I see you. This is about the 10th time I saw you while I'm in here. And I was in there for a long ass time. Just trying to buy time. Like, bitch, I don't see what you blatantly doing. Acting like you putting this and that here, and I see you literally with your attention. I feel your attention on me, you dumbass. I don't care if you try to break away eye contact. When I notice you, no, I feel your attention is on me. You're not really worried about this stuff that you're acting like you're doing. So, all right, in this divine court here, we're covering gaslighting. Because I want all gaslighting energy. I want it transferred from my vessel, from my human vessel, from my consciousness, from my reality. I recorded that experience. My eyes that are connected to my subconscious mind records 24/7. Every single thing that goes on in my reality gets recorded. So I had to record a negative experience under false pretense. And under, again, that's persecution. Monitoring, surveying someone, attempting to manipulate situations because this individual is a chosen one, because this individual came here in a frequency to assist Mother Earth with raising her frequency. And she that's giving birth to a whole new earth right now, needing assistance. Just this one vessel volunteered for that assignment, for that job. And to be blocked, to be persecuted at every turn as a targeted individual, because I got the life force that's responsible for shifting this earth. And everyone may not understand that, and that's not for everyone to understand. But everyone does understand business competition. And I'm putting on the record that, because this is a part of the Divine Court hearing, that is it the United States Corporation that has ties to Walmart, that is regulating Walmart? That is in competition with iVessel on the earth. All right, Walmart's a business entity. I am a business entity. My vessel represents a business entity. What business entity? That's called the kingdom of the great God, universal Allah, restored back on divine earth. Back on earth. That's the order of the day. That's iBusiness. That's iVessel's business. In whatever way it gets done. Now, Walmart being a lower earth business entity, right? Representing that Walmart is the physical representation of said entity or entities. They are spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions that are overseeing the Walmart operation. So now it's me and them. It's me and that spiritual wickedness in the higher dimensions in this divine court hearing. You got that right. Every particle of gaslighting energy is transferred to the spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions. The gang stalking aspect of it, watching me on camera the whole time while I'm shopping, with under a negative pretense, under a negative frequency that I have to be stealing, right? This is a European corporation, right? This is not, it does not fund the indigenous. This is a European corporation, and the European, this is a universal truth. The Europeans stole everything right out from under my indigenous ancestors. Land, homes, artifacts, bodies, culture, language, gold, stole the resources from the indigenous land. And look, this is what's going on in this divine court hearing, and I'm being followed around in this store through cameras and through employees. And then they bring me in a back room for 2 cans of tuna and a glass flask that might have cost probably was about $4. They brought me in the back for that, took my personal information. Oh, we're not going to call the cops. We're going to take your information and put you in a Walmart database. Well, I'm suing then. I'm suing because my intent, it shows that my intent was to pay for items. Other than that, I wouldn't have even had a receipt from that shopping experience. I wouldn't have had one receipt if there was not some intent to pay. And then I paid $100 and something, and you bring me in the office for 2 cans of tuna and a glass flask that I forgot, or that's failing, I don't know the situation or what happened. I just knew the whole shopping experience. I knew I was being followed around. I can feel them and see them following me around the store. So this is a divine court hearing, and these divine court hearings, again, they bring up the book of life on that Walmart and the entities that are connected to that Walmart. It could be all of them that come under this judgment. It could be all of Walmart that comes under for this judgment. But listen, divine justice is my ally, and divine justice works for me. So how this award and judgment will look like. It will look like a positive energy transfer, because they clearly were trying to steal my positive energy. They were trying to project guilt onto me, and they were just trying to mess up my shopping experience. Like, bitch, that's all you can motherfucking pull? You dumb ass fuck. You're not even, listen, all employees involved in that gang stalking incident, this is on the record. This is your last day, week, month, year employed and employable on my ancestors' land in the divine vicinity of Mother Earth. Because Mother Earth may not let you work again after you come and you come across a vessel of righteousness popping your ish. Because look, when that great tribulation comes, when AI takes your job, you're going to have to still to survive. How are you going to survive? Up until the time that they tell you got to take the mark of the beast, the implant. How you going to survive? I'm talking about all these employees doing all this wild shit. Like, follow me around the store all day. The whole time I'm in there, follow me around the store. Tell me I got to come in the back room. You're holding my private property hostage and going through my private property. When you're on my ancestors' land, this is private land. That is universal disclosure. This is the private land of the indigenous, and all those violating privacy protections and trespass warnings in the divine vicinities are subject to the wrath of Allah and shall be held to the maximum extent of divine and universal punishment, judgment. So, whatever. If this is how it has to happen and manifest, let it be. All right, that's all you can get on me? It's 2 cans of tuna and a glass flask? For your, listen, I don't know if it's going to be what part of this corporation, Walmart, is about to take a fiscal hit. But your fiscal life just took a nose dive. I hope in the bottom of in the motherfucking ocean, because I know all of the sins that you are creating against my great God, universal Allah. I know you belong under the bottom of the ocean, Walmart. So I want to call this divine court hearing against you. See, I'm talking to the entity. You know what time it is. You knew what it was. They were trying for anything. They were trying for anything to get me implicated. Because I'm a vessel of righteousness. I don't look anything that they've said that they ever were able to say that I did, according to the United States corporation crime system, was illegal camping. They said I was impersonating someone because I had my Moorish American appellation, my religious card that had my name and my picture. El-Bey, E-L-B-E-Y. I'm a Bey. So I have that was the only time they were able to say something about me. I have a expired CDL and my Moorish American identification. And they say I'm impersonating someone when under your United States corporate Constitution, everyone has the right to a nationality. I proclaim my nationality. I am not Black, Negro, colored, African American. I am not commercial property. I am not a four-legged animal, Negro. You cannot color my color. My hue. You cannot color that on me. So I'm none of what you called me. I'm none of what you cursed me, European, with, in my nation. I'm none of that. And because I know that, it's, like I said, it gets into the oppression to make sure that I'm not free enough to extend my hand to free my nation, at least free the minds of my nation, right? So this was like a grab to like try to get me implicated in something for 2 cans of tuna and a glass flask that was probably about $4. How many people then walked out? How can we get in this court hearing? How many people have accidentally walked out of the stores with products they didn't intend to leave the store with? Can we get that statistic? The angels of Allah are pulling the record of humanity in this matter. It's like an AI paralegal system. It's like Siri. How many humans have accidentally walked out the store? Because everything is according to science with great God, universal Allah. Allah is not just, that's my favorite child, I'm giving them pardons. Like, Allah is hard. Listen, to whom much is given, much is required. Allah is much stricter with these vessels of righteousness than anyone else. We get it the worse. But great God also did say it is, I'm saying this is in the Holy Quran, Circle 7. It is better to steal than to betray. That's from the great God, universal Allah. It's better to steal than betray, because stealing, that's just a matter of perception. All right, the European saying I stole from them. But the European came here in what year? And stole everything that they got, right? So stealing is a matter of perception. That's why the great God is saying it's better to steal than to betray. But the great God is also knowing that betrayal, I'm saying the betrayal of from the European to my ancestors, can we call that? And as a divine court hearing, all of the betrayal that transpired, that was generated from the European to my indigenous ancestors. See, Walmart is so small-minded, right? Walmart is so small-minded. Y'all wanted to get me, pull me in your back room with your loss prevention officer and 2 employees to tell me I gotta give them some identification for some Walmart system for 2 cans of tuna and a glass flask because y'all was deceptively watching me and following me around the store. Like, that was literally messing with my mind, because I'm like looking around. I don't know, because it was a few times that I had to do that. From being followed and watched by the same employees. Yeah, especially the chick with the box braids being real annoying as shit. I don't know, it might have fell through the cracks from that, because I wasn't comfortable to do what I wanted to do. And I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to buy time and look around, genuinely look around. I mean, I had more shit to buy, but I was like, look, once they pulled me in that back room and did that bullshit, checked all the receipts, all you could find was 2 cans of tuna and a glass flask. Once they did that shit, yo, I told them I'm returning this. I returned my purchase. I couldn't return the phone card, right? And I had one other thing I just had to get. And I didn't want to get it, but I'm returning that too. I'm returning that shit. Fuck you, Walmart. I'm returning that shit. As soon as I'm done with that shit, I'm returning that shit. Because that shit you pulled, totally unacceptable. And this is now a divine court hearing. More is coming out of this for the world. I'm telling you, because I just called it divine.